Welcome to Kingdom Arena, the home to some of the biggest fights in recent history, and we're going to see another one right here, right now. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
And now it's time for the tape. And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, the undisputed lightweight.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 174 wins in his 201 fights. A welterweight champion of the world, a 5-time middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson.
And this one has all of the... And there's the bell for round one. The courage on display here is incredible. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Counter shot lands. Nice job to block that uppercut. The crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
Can you imagine walking into this town, walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name? You can't even hear your corner man whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Didn't land that jab. Misses with the jab. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
A perfect counter shot. These two fighters are made for one another. Nice counter. Both trying for a knockout. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. He threw a punch and just got countered. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talking about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute.
Here we go for round two. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Punch, counter punch. This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them.
Oh, my goodness, Johnny! Crawford is dazed! How did they not go down?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
The jab doesn't quite connect. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Beautiful counterpunch. Nope, that jab not going to score. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A perfect counter lands. When you've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class, it sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. The straight right just misses. Insane action! Nice counter shot. Can't find a home with that jab. They exchange punches. They block the uppercut. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford and that. There's the bell for round 3. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Good counter punching. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Catch and shoot. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get nervous, someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
That right hook won't score. Those counter punches have to hurt. Beautiful counter shot. Missing with that right hook. straight right, just misses. Good counter punch. Nice exchange here from both men. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell for round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Counter punch caught him clean. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That left hook missed. That hook won't score. Well done with that counter shot. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics, they know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
To score with that hook, but missed. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Can't score with that right uppercut. Nice work to block that right uppercut. And he scores with the counter. Nice counter shot. How about that time counter shot? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that. There's the bell for round 5. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
There's a counter shot. They both want the knockout. Nice Nice counter punch. A straight right just misses. They got out of the way of that right hook. Punch, counter punch. Crawford's legs are all over the place. Try to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. He threw the hook, didn't land. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A straight right just misses. Every time he throws a... Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Crawford just got rocked. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. There's the bell to start round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down. Did you see that? Crawford in trouble. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those...
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Crawford may be ready to go down. Disaster averted.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Crawford got hit hard and down he goes. Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and... So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Does not score. Beautiful catch. Crawford in trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Well done with that counter shot. The straight right just misses. Exchange punches. Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Let's Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round. Here we go, it's round 7. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Catch and shoot. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Just misses with the right uppercut. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And he scores with the counter. Well done with that counter shot. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That right hook catching air. Crawford is dazed. They're right back into the fray.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What are they going to do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Terrence Crawford just got rocked. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the pace, then move, then step it up a little bit, because if you...
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get focused, get your mind back on the job.
And we enter the 8th round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain with a brawn.
Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Missed with that right uppercut. Crawford may be ready to go down. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. I thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire. Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. Looks like they've shaken it off.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Holding nothing back here in the round. Robinson hit hard and he may be ready to go. Let's talk about Crawford and that. Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Crawford's legs are all over the place. And down goes Crawford. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
That's lights out right there.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about